Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on our team call tonight. Tonight, Kim and I really wanted to talk about Success Club and how we hit it. We're halfway through the month, and we love posting about our Success Club numbers and kind of keeping a tally of where we're at each month. And a question that we've both received several times throughout the month so far is, how did you guys do it? How did you guys hit Success Club 10 by the 15th? And kind of what are your secrets? And so we kind of wanted to share exactly what we did to hit Success Club 10 by the 15th. And more so just also kind of talk about our posting, things that we do behind the scenes that aren't on our public Facebook page. And so I'm going to start, and then Kim's going to kind of jump in afterwards. But I just made a couple notes of things that I wanted to share tonight. And one of the things that really helped me, I listened to a marketing call with Melanie Mitra where she talked about planning out her month, or her marketing strategy, where she specifically chose when she was going to start her challenge groups. She starts hers on the third Monday of the month. I've been kind of moving mine back slowly, and so I'm now at the second Monday of the month. So that she can really promote her challenge groups for 2 months in the beginning of the month and really hit Success Club early, and then spend the last 2 weeks of the month recruiting coaches. And I was actually doing it the opposite before, and I felt like I was always trying to get people to join challenge groups at the end of the month because I started on the first Monday of the month, which is just something that I learned from my coach before me. And just kind of learning more about through personal development and watching different YouTube videos. And I think Dawn does this too, some of the other coaches on our team, where just really strategically planning out our month so that we're hitting Success Club early by inviting people to join our challenge groups which start in the middle or towards the end of the month rather than at the beginning. Another thing that I've really started doing this past month is the personal invite. And so this was something that was really scary for me. This is something that I heard for months that I needed to do, but I was kind of writing for a long time on if I just promote on Facebook publicly that people will come to me. And the reality is, you guys, is that they did. And in the same way that you might be experiencing that, where when you're showing your results pictures, people are interested, they want to know what you're doing, they've seen you be consistent. But if you're someone who is just starting out in your business, or if you're someone who's really trying to grow your business, or you're someone who's been doing this for a while and you feel like people aren't coming to you anymore, I think one of the keys to success here is the personal invite. And we kind of need to let go of this mindset that we're being salesy or pushy, that we're being creepy, because the reality is we truly feel like this opportunity is life-changing for us. That's what I truly feel like. I heard another coach say that she feels like she is sitting on a pile of treasure, handing out treasure maps. And the treasure maps are inviting people in and then showing them how to succeed in this business. And so we need to kind of drop the mindset that we are being too pushy, and instead, if you feel that way, maybe rather than allowing that to prevent you from inviting, we just need to work together to really work through what you're sending to people because maybe you're unintentionally coming off as salesy. And we can go through like invite scripts on a different call. But really the key, like as of today, I have Success Club 18 and it's the 16th. And the vast majority of those are people who I personally invited to coaching or to our challenge groups, whether they liked fitness posts that I'd been posting, whether they were just someone who I had seen post about that they wanted to lose weight, or they posted pictures of their food, or maybe I saw them check in at the gym. And I just reached out to them and just said, hey girl, I have this challenge group that's starting. I saw that you were checking in at 24 Hour Fitness. I don't know if you'd be interested, but I have a Facebook fitness accountability group where I'm going to provide meal plans and shopping lists and daily encouragement. We're all going to be doing a program together, and I would love to tell you more about it if you're interested. And that's not salesy. They can reach back out and say that they're not interested, but again, that's not salesy, And then something that Kim and I were talking about earlier is that these people, when they say no, they just go into a list for me to follow up next month. And Kim can talk more about her experience this month and the joy, the fortune, and the follow-up, as we've heard before. But again, I would say that even though it was something that was so scary for me, and I started doing the personal invite last month, just being able to see my numbers, the proof is in the pudding. And I'm a product of the personal invite. I don't know that I would have ever even considered this business had I not been personally invited into it. And so I don't know why that was so scary for me to start inviting other people into it. But I definitely encourage you guys to kind of drop the fear of the personal invite and kind of pick up just the courage and the excitement to invite people into what we're doing. Also, I would say that something that I heard over and over and over again is the importance of personal development. And this is something that I didn't really feel like I needed. I felt like I was a happy person. I do my daily devotionals in the morning. You know, I didn't really feel like I understood. I felt like that personal development equated to self-help books, and I didn't really know how that would benefit me. And as soon as I started doing personal development in the car, I listened to audios, whether I just finished the book, The Slight Edge today, and listening to the audio while I'm driving. I listen to YouTube videos of other top coaches where if I just have a question, like how to hit Success Club or how to hit the next rank or climb a leadership ladder or what the different legs on my team are, I just look it up on YouTube and I just listen to top coaches explain all this information to me as I'm driving. And that's just been life-changing for me. Not only has it kind of lit a fire under me in terms of my excitement, it's given me more confidence in this business. It's really helped me in overcoming objections, which is something that Kim and I are going to do a whole call on next time, is overcoming objections. But it's also just really given Kim and I both just fun ideas in terms of what we can do to better build our teams, empower our teams, rather than just doing what we can to succeed. But really helping us be team builders as well, instead of just leaders who are out in front, but really build our teams and empower you guys. And also, one of the things that the last thing I want to share right now is that in the book, The Slight Edge, he talked about how the simplest things and actions can really add up in terms of helping us with our success in our business. But the problem with them is that they're also easy to not do. And it just seems like it's not the end of the world to skip out on them. But over time, these things add up and really make a big difference. And so one of those things is just adding 3 people to your network every day. It's not the end of the world today if you don't do it. It's not the end of the world tomorrow if you don't do it. But eventually, something that's that small and that easy in terms of just finding 3 more people to add, 5 more people to add, you're really limiting yourself because you're not growing your network. You're not speaking to more people. And so you're going to get to the end of your warm market, and it's going to be a lot of work to add more people at that point and kind of pull them into them seeing your posts, inviting them to things, connecting with them outside of an invite. Whereas if you're doing this small action every day, it really adds up. And so again, just say, don't be afraid of the personal invite, get on the personal development, and don't forget about doing like the simple tasks of adding 3 people, of making sure you're present on social media, sharing your journey, the things that seem so easy, but they're also easy to just skip a couple days of. Kim, did you want to share anything?
Yeah. Okay, so just to tag on to one little thing that you just said, and a little bit of what I just recently started doing. I'm definitely guilty of adding once I've gone through my warm market. So I'm now having to like figure out new ways to find friends. And that's hard. That's like a challenge and a half. I feel like you can go and belong to groups and slowly you can make friends in like mom's groups or, you know, your interest groups that we had talked about. But even that, I feel like those are so watered down with so many different products that sometimes I think people are already on the defense that you're going to try to sell them something. So what I am doing is, well, first of all, if you're friends with 5 people, you're friends with 25 people, you're friends with 2,500 people, those people are not all seeing your post. And I can tell you right now, a huge example, we posted our announcement yesterday and we're up to like 400 likes, which that's a lot of people. Now, that's a lot of people, but I have 2,500 friends. So really, where's the rest of those people? Do you know what I mean? And I've had time, you know, even since the small 12-hour window, people are like, oh, I had no idea. So that just goes to show you your stuff does not end up on everybody's feed. Not everybody is logging into Facebook like we are. And so what I did is I printed out, you can print your archive Facebook list, which is all your friends. So I did that. And I daily go through like 30 names a day, and I just cross off people who are never, ever going to be of any interest to Beachbody, which are mostly men, because I'm not going to like restart friendships with a bunch of old boyfriends or whatever. So,
why not?
So, actually funny, I think I just sold one to well, he was never a boyfriend, but a flirty boyfriend, a flirty guy. And anyway, but going through and I'm just like crossing people off. And then each day I reconnect with 5 of those people from the list. So I just go on, and you know what's actually the coolest part about it is it's making me reconnect with all these people that I once upon a time was friends with. So whether or not I am now, life took us like this is like giving me like a little bit of like, hey, wow, you had 2 kids, or you got married, or you live in Australia, or awesome. Like, I don't even talk about Beachbody, but I talk about their life, and I talk about that I'm happy to see that they're happy or whatever. And now I'm going to show up on their feed. And even though that sounds a little bit like sneaky, it's actually really been cool. And I have reconnected with so many random friends. And granted, I lived in like 40 different places growing up, so I feel like I do have like, it's kind of neat because I'm like reconnecting with all these people all over the place. But don't be afraid to like reconnect with someone over their kid or their dog or their shirt or whatever. People are actually looking for people to comment on their stuff. That's why they post. And so like, don't be afraid that you're like some weirdo. No, your friends on Facebook, I mean, who knows how you came across their feed? They don't know you're looking through a Facebook archive list of your friends. They just think that somehow you ended up on their feed and you're commenting. And so you're friends with them for a reason. So don't like be afraid to really analyze your own Facebook list. So that's my first comment about my Facebook list. And then kind of what Britt said, fortune in the follow-up. This is actually really sad considering I have never I've never really done this before. But I think like 2 months ago, I sat down and I made a list of all the people who had ever said to me like that they had ever been interested in a challenge group or a fitness something, just anything. And I wrote them all down. And my goal now is when I'm promoting for my next challenge group, I'm going to re-invite them to join me. I don't rewrite a script for each of them. I make it really generic, just that I'm checking in on their fitness journey. Have they found something that they liked? Are they headed towards their goals they were looking for? And I just simply say, I've got something coming up. If you're interested, I just want to make sure that you're doing something that is bettering your lifestyle because you once upon a time were looking for that. And this month alone, I've 4 customers have 4 old people from like August of 2015 have purchased a challenge pack, and 4 other ones I've sold nothing but programs. There's like 4 programs, no Shakio. Oh well. But the fortune is in the follow-up, and I feel like that has been a big game changer for me. And I don't know why these like simple things are now starting to make sense. And so our hope is that we can pass on these simple things that are not rocket science now, so that coaches in the beginning can do things right out of the gate. Is sort of the thought process behind that. So fortune in the follow-up. And then I kind of really just wanted to focus tonight on your posting. So I like to basically, I sit down on Monday and I plan out my posts for Monday to Monday. And I simply, I get my piece of paper. It looks like this. And there's AM, mid, and then PM. And then this is my fitness page, AM, PM, or mid, and then PM. And I literally go through and I think about all the things that I want to promote that week. So it helps me think through the week, through the weekend, and I simply write down like, okay, Transformation Tuesday, let's find a transformation. I need to promote my clean eating. I'm going to promote size because it's a rad video and it's on sale this month. Top coach, or whatever. And I just sit down and I think about my posts through the course of the week. So that way, in my power hour, I go to sit down and I simply know exactly what I'm looking for. And all I really do is AM, I aim to motivate. PM, it's random. Sometimes I talk about the business. Sometimes it's a breadcrumby post. Sometimes I talk about my lunch. Thursdays they tend to talk about Shakio. And then PM, I try to do like a transformation dinner or some kind of business call out. But really I keep it super simple. I don't overthink it. I don't, I just post what I post. If I have a rad post that did really well a year ago, I'm going to reuse it. And I just simply aim to post 3 times a day. And I really do. I would say one of them is blatantly about Beachbody, and the other 2 are like crummy. They're like about my life or about coaching or somehow related, but I don't, completely throw Beachbody. But I feel like that is where I feel like you can get hindered really quick, because you feel like your posts aren't getting as many likes, but that's probably just because nobody's seeing them. I aim to do any really important stuff like Monday through Thursday and Sunday. And the rest of it is more or less just keeping my affinity going, making sure I'm posting, and really just aiming to be a motivator for people's lives, being a positive influence, trying to make them laugh, whatever. And that's pretty much, it's kind of all that I was thinking about posting. See, it's so simple. I'm surprising myself right now.
And I wanted to add one more thing that made me think of. I have 5 new coaches on my team. And I know that one of the things that they've been asking me in terms of starting to post, especially in the same way that when I started posting as a Beachbody coach, I hadn't been posting on Facebook since college. Like, that's really when I had used it consistently. And so it can be kind of scary. And then how do you present yourself as a authority when you're brand new and you don't want people to look at you and feel like, really? Or what are you doing? You're pretending like you know all about this, and you just announced last week that you're a coach. And so what I've been doing is, one, it's really important to announce yourself as a coach officially, and then continue to reaffirm that, like, after that, like, keep posting. Like, people are going to now be watching your journey, and you're going to have to say you're a coach several times. I still do it because, as Kim said, not everyone's going to see it, and then it's really important, I think, in your first month or so as a coach, when you're brand new, to really use the language when you're inviting people to your fitness accountability groups, that you're looking for accountability partners. I think that phrasing it that way, as opposed to inviting people and you're going to be their coach, it's just a different mind shift. And I feel like it feels different to people when you're inviting them to be accountability partners with you when you're brand new into this business. And I know that for my new coaches, some of them have started using this technique, and it's really been working. I think it's really important to share your journey as you're going through it. I think it's important to let people know, let people see your sweaty selfies, talk about the changes that you're making in your food, talk about how you had to throw away different trigger foods in your house. I think that it's really powerful, and that new coaches are in a really beneficial spot to start sharing as they start becoming a coach, and invite people on their journey with them so they can see the steps that you're taking, so that then they feel like, as they're watching on the other side of the screen, that they can also follow you. That they see that you're making simple steps, that you're really doing this, that what your day-to-day looks like, that this is something that you truly committed to. And if in the beginning you didn't post anything, and posting 3 times a day seems super overwhelming, then post twice a day, but just make sure that they're powerful posts. One of the things that I've recently stopped doing is I try to post 3 times a day, but I'm at work in the middle of the day, and I feel like a lot of my target audience is as well. And I wasn't really getting a lot of attention on it, and I stopped using Hootsuite to schedule my posts, just because of reading more and learning more about how, when you use a third-party system like that, Facebook doesn't really honor it. People aren't really going to see those posts. And so I started really using the scheduling tools just for my groups. And then on my personal Facebook page, I just send myself an email of what I want to post at what time, and then I can just copy and paste it. But I think I've stopped posting in the middle of the day sometimes if I don't have something that's really powerful, because I don't want it to impact my affinity. I don't want people to not like it, or for my affinity to go down because I just threw a post out there. I think it's important to be intentional about your posts. And something that I've been doing over the last month and this month is I created a theme for my challenge group, and I've also created a theme for how I'm promoting coaching. this month. So for my challenge group, it was all about the Hunger Games. It was focusing on nutrition. It was doing a play on how it can be difficult to navigate nutrition, and sometimes nutrition and navigating that can feel like the Hunger Games. And so the whole theme of the group is around nutrition, and the posts, the theme of the franchise Hunger Game is woven throughout the posts. And for those of us in our team page, you can go, I posted the template in there. But I feel like having a theme really helps people get more on board with it and had more people interested in it. Explaining, changing from using the word challenge group all the time to starting to use fitness accountability group, realizing that some people don't understand what a challenge group is unless you're in our community. And then two, I've created this theme around what I'm using to post for our team coaching call next week, and also just for the last couple weeks of the month where I'll be promoting coaching. Is I heard another coach, this isn't my brand new idea, but I've made it my own, is busy people build a business. And just talking about yesterday and today are just the first 2 days that I've started to talk about it, but really showing how I make Beachbody coaching work in the midst of my busy schedule. And so really just kind of creating a visual for people and being intentional about my posting, I feel like is really helping and really showing people more of what we do, as opposed to me. I used to just kind of feel stressed that I had to post something, so I just throw out a post without really being intentional about the power behind it.
Awesome. No, I think that's good. I think that when, the chick on the morning, on the National Wake Up Call this morning said that she bought Insanity. Her story's kind of rad, but she had purchased Insanity and she had purchased Insanity, and she wasn't a coach. She didn't know what she was doing, but she decided to just start posting on Instagram as daily accountability. And so when she became a coach, she just sort of continued. So in the morning, she would motivate. At lunchtime, she would share her food. And at dinner time, she would share her progress and where she was at. Her posts were literally all about her journey, but people appreciated it because there was fallbacks and there was life and there was different stuff happening to her all the time. And so it made people feel like it was real, and it gave people, I think that sometimes coaches can seem like they have it all together or something, or that we're like fitness experts and we never eat cake or cookies, and I'm probably going to leave this call and go eat some ice cream. But like that's okay to like tell people. It's okay to tell people I woke up today and I'm in a funk and I don't want to work out. That's real, and people want to hear that stuff because that's what they're going to go through. And so I think just telling your story, that's a huge part of it. Just let people in on the story. And I think, like, to finish this off, kind of like what you said in the beginning, Brittany, James and I were actually talking about it this morning, and he was like, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And everyone would do this business if it was easy. And so being reminded that it does take work, and it does take consistency, and you have to really decide that if this is something you want to do, then you have to put in a solid power hour. You have to make new friends. You have to make those connections. And, you have to keep pushing forward. And so I think that most importantly, just stay encouraged and just stay going forward. If it's something, I think focusing on the prize, like if it's, you want financial freedom, you want to be in the best shape of your life, you want, to be home with your kids when they're, a little bit bigger, whatever it is that you want, keep that focused. Keep that at the forefront of your brain and just keep moving forward. And I feel like, my goal is just to have people live better lives. I feel like I run into so many people who are so unhappy with everything. And this all goes hand in hand. If you're taking care of yourself first and physically, everything else comes together. And so I just feel like you focus on that and the rest just follows. And so, that's it. That's all I got.
Do you guys have any questions?
I do. Have you guys ever tried to, like, when you're either promoting a post for your challenge group or for a coach, to the people who you want to see it a couple hours before, like just intentionally go to their page and like their posts? I heard it on one of the calls that it suggested doing that. So those people who you're kind of targeting will then see your posts.
I have heard that. I have never tried it though.
I always forget until like 20 minutes before I want to post.
Yeah, I think that I did hear someone say, like, if you have like a really strong suitor and you really want them to come and head to their page, and I mean, if they're not already coming, yeah, absolutely. But I've heard like go to their page, say something, and then do your post, because then your post will end up on their feed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never tried it.
I've heard that as well. Is like, if even just like commenting on their pictures, or just commenting or liking, just being like active on their page, even if it is just a like, it does have, they do start to see yours more often.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts, questions?
No.
I was going to tell you guys that we, Brittany and I purchased, I think I sort of mentioned it in some posts, but we purchased this
Yeah, you told me.
marketing network thing that we're going to, it's a class, it's like 6 modules, and we're going to learn all about Facebook ads and creating really high, just ads that are really powerful. The webinar that I listened to, she was like, if you're boosting posts, you're wasting your money. And I was like, well, I mean, I've boosted so many stinking posts, and I'm sure that some of them have worked, but I'm really excited about what we're going to learn, because when we learn it and we know it, we're going to share it too.
Yeah.
But
what company was that from?
it's called Marketing Unleashed.
Yeah, it's Marketing Unleashed, and it's this, I think her like name is Samantha English, like is the blogger.
Okay. Yeah,
You know her? You've heard of her?
Yep.
It was so funny. I was like shopping around. I'm like, has anyone, before, because it was like, I got the deal, if you do it right now, then you'll get the higher package. And I was like, but is this a good one, or am I just getting ripped off? But
I signed up for the Zoobly, and I haven't started using it yet, but
I did too. Yeah. You paid like the $1.99 or something.
Yeah, well, I like signed up for the $29.99 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like the Zoobly University, so it teaches you all about, network marketing and how to, use it on Facebook and make the most of it and everything. But I
haven't
have yet to actually make use of that account.
Story of our lives. So, well, hopefully you can use that. We'll use this, and then we'll combine.
We'll trade notes.
Yeah, and we'll just have all kinds of cool things. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to stop recording.